Hello there. Hope you are doing great. We'll start with first story titled, My Husband Wants Me to Be a Mother to His Affair Child. I, 29 female, and my husband, 44 male, have been together for 5 years and married for 2. I met him at the church I started going to when I moved cities to start my career. I work for an insurance company and he's a pastor. I know that we have a notable age gap, but he was always kind to me and made me feel special. Anyhow, a week ago he came home and told me we needed to talk. He told me through tears that he had been having an affair with one of our community members, 34 female, and that she had been pregnant with twins. She had gone into labor, she and one of the twins died, and the other is in the NICU. He said we need to step up, and that he wants me to turn my office into a nursery and set up a cot in the room so we can take turns. I became distressed and told him I wanted some time to think, that I was not sure I wanted to do this. He told me that I had made a vow to him in marriage and that God had blessed us with a child, that this is our cross to bear, and that God will never give us something we cannot handle. I told him that it seemed God had given her more than she could handle because she had died. I know I should not have, but I was not thinking correctly. He slapped me and told me that I needed to serve my husband, that God had chosen me as this child's mother, and I needed to be his humble servant. I just feel so strange. Yesterday I cried so hard I threw up. This woman died, yet I feel bad for myself. I feel so ugly. I wanted children and was saving for IVF because I am infertile, but now that I have a chance to have a child and I do not want it, I feel like I'd be robbing its mother's grave. I pray to God, but if I'm being honest, it's never felt like anyone was ever listening. I feel like I have truly seen my husband and he no longer looks kind. He looks his age and very tired. I want to abandon him and the child. I'm only 29, I can start over. I have a remote job. I can take a day off when he goes to the NICU, pack my essentials, and leave. Neither him nor the child deserve this, and although this is my circus, that is not my monkey. What in the Handmaid's Tale is going on? He reminded you of the vow that you made to him, the vow that he broke himself, in order to step up to be a mother to his affair child and serve him? What a freak, both cheater and abusive. You are young. This isn't your mess. You have your whole life ahead of you. Leave as soon as possible. And also press charges for assault. And now to the update. I just want to thank you all for the support. I'm still processing this all, and I just need a little time. I don't feel unsafe, just unloved. Just not enough. My husband did apologize for slapping me and continues to express regret, but he can't take it back. Just as he cannot take back impregnating another woman, which ultimately killed her. I'm just feeling so disillusioned with my whole life right now. I know I should leave. I know that there is a world out there that will not treat me like this, but I'm scared of change. I am working on a plan to leave and getting my ducks in a row for when I am ready to go, but I am not sure when I would leave if I choose to. Many expressed that I should make a report to the police about him slapping me, and they're probably right, but that would likely cause me more problems than it would be worth. If I leave, it might make him want to contest the divorce more, and if I stay, it would cause more tension. I've been working on my left hook, though, because I won't let him get away with it again. I'm not violent myself, but I'm down for a tussle, because although I'm hurt, I am angry. I'm not sure if there will be an update, because I'm still unsure. I can make all the plans in the world, but the change scares me almost as much as bending to his will. I've been praying about it, but I see no clear answers or guidance. I don't know. OP, never tolerate abuse. If he did it once, he'll do it again. Don't be afraid of change. You'll be better and healthier. Now to the second update. I left. If that's all you wanted to know, there it is. For those of you who asking how the other woman died, I get it, I invited you into my business. It was an amniotic fluid embolism. I don't know much about those, but I guess when they happen, things go wrong really, really fast. We lived in a more rural area, so they just weren't ready for something like that to happen. I didn't leave right away, as I know now that I should have. It just wasn't that easy. I stayed for 2 months. I knew if I did not at least try to make it work, I would not be able to live with it. Not because I wanted to save my marriage, but because what ifs keep me up at night enough as is. I went to marriage counseling with my husband, but it was ultimately fruitless. Of course, it was Christian counseling. I felt like their goal was for me to forgive him, rather than actually trying to help me. I was so utterly alone during that time. My parents and brother are also very religious, so even though they weren't happy with my husband, they kept urging me to do what a good Christian wife would do. I spent so much time suffering in my own head that I began to realize that I was just going through the motions, doing what I thought people expected of me. I entered a state of derealization for a time, and that was an absolute mind F. The feeling of nothing being real, not even myself, was horrible. During this period, my husband brought his baby home, and while he tried to split the cares 50-50 at first, he ultimately didn't trust me to look after the baby because I was lost in space. So he ended up being the primary provider. When I was with the baby, all I could think about was how its existence ruined my life. It'd look at me with big blue eyes, and I would just wish it would disappear. I would actively spend time resenting a baby. There was a time when I was thinking to myself, and I wished it would stop breathing. That was when I knew that I needed to leave. I was blaming a baby and wishing ill upon it, and that was not okay to do. I don't remember much about this time besides that. It's mostly a blur otherwise. I sought services through my work to talk to a therapist, and I eventually came back to Earth. She helped me make a plan. At no point did I fear my husband. I truly believe the slap was a one-off event. However, screw him. He doesn't deserve closure. On a night he had a long Bible study, he always took his baby with him because he didn't trust me. I packed my essentials and dipped. I met him pretty quickly after college, so I did not have much to take as far as furnishings. I fit everything I wanted in 3 suitcases and 4 moving boxes. It all fit into my SUV after some mediocre Tetris skills. I was able to change my phone number online before I left, but I did leave the divorce papers under his pillow with my lawyer's contact info. Kind of like the Tooth Fairy, but for adults a-holes. I was the breadwinner. In my state, we were not married long enough for me to pay spousal maintenance. At least that's what my lawyer said. I owned my vehicle outright. We had our own bank accounts and a shared expenses account. We filed taxes separately, and the church owns the house. He's being an ass about it all. But I'm hoping it should be done soon. I got a decent apartment in a city a few hundred miles away. I've never lived in a city this big before. Everything is so expensive. But besides that, I like it. I found a new therapist, met some new friends, and found a new church with loving people. I still have my days, but for the most part, I'm content. I think it will always hurt on some level, but I'm working on taking my power back. I turn 30 next month, and I'm hopeful it will be the start of my best decade yet. That's a happy update. I'm glad you found the courage to stand up for yourself and are doing great. No one should have to raise a child that's not theirs. And what's wrong with your family asking you to be a good Christian wife? When he couldn't be a good Christian husband? That's the thing I can't understand about religious people. Anyways, I wish you good luck, OP. And the second story is, am I the a-hole for not wanting to have sex with my wife? So me and my wife have one child. He's 13 months old. I love him to death. Me and my wife have been together for 9 years, married for 2. She's a stay-at-home mom and I work a normal job. When our baby was 6 months, I tried to have sex with her, and she said she didn't want to and started crying. I felt horrible. It felt like she thought I was trying to grape her. I told her I was sorry and I thought she wanted to since she had brought it up. Since then, I only kiss her and that's it. She's tried to go further, but I tell her no. Last week, she asked how come I don't want to have sex with her. I told her that last time I tried, she cried, and I don't want that again. She said she's more ready this time. The second I put my hand on her, she said never mind. I didn't really care. I didn't want to do it anyways. I was just testing it. A few days after she tried it again, I still told her no and how I felt the first time. She didn't understand and left. This weekend, she tried it. I told her I will not do it unless we go to marriage counseling. She got mad and left. She went to her friend's house. So am I the a-hole for not wanting to sleep with her? Edit. Can y'all tell me where I said I was going to divorce my wife because I never said I was? Edit 2. I'm not mad she turned me down. Was I mad at first? Yes, because why would you lead me on and be grinding on me all day if that's not what you wanted? I'm mad because I know she's not ready if I touch you, and you flinch and say, never mind, then automatically you are not ready. Try again next month, not next week. You can't be prepared for something like that in a week. I'd say you're not the a-hole. You and your wife both need to sit down together and communicate. Ask her why she feels that way. She might be suffering from postpartum depression. Consider taking her to therapy. Now to the update. So I took the majority advice and decided to have a talk with her after I put the baby to sleep. I told her we can talk civilly and have calm conversation and not yell or guilt trip by crying. So we had a talk. I'm not going to say everything she said, but to sum it up, she said she wants to have sex, but she doesn't. I told her she didn't have to. Then she asked how I felt, and I told how I felt the first time about how it felt like I was graping her. She yelled and said I did. I said no if I did, I would have continued after you started crying, which I didn't. She rolled her eyes and said, I guess. She whispered under her breath that she never should have married a beep. She called him an N-word, and I said I never should have married a white. She hit me. She went into the bedroom and locked the door. I went into the baby's room and got him and my laptop and baby bag and left. I moved all my money out of the joint account and put it in my real account. I have some paid time leave, so I'm good for now and have enough savings as well. I told her parents what happened, and they are pissed her older sister refuses to see her, and so does her youngest. To explain why is because the oldest is fully black, and the youngest is mixed, and the dad is black, and her mom is white. So her mom had her then, got divorced from her dad, who is white, and then married her stepdad, who she calls dad, and her dad had already her sister, and then they had the youngest sister later. I hope that made sense. Right now, I'm almost to Texas, which is where my family is. My baby is okay. So, I am getting a divorce. I don't care if she has postpartum depression or not. She called me a very racist name, which, even if you have postpartum depression, you should not do. I wonder what she has been doing to my baby. To the people who thought she was cheating on me was right. She's been cheating on me since 10 months postpartum. She's pregnant by the other man, which is why she had been trying to sleep with me to pass it off as mine. The friend's house she went to was a girl. I have a tracker on her car she doesn't know about. People were stealing cars in our neighborhood. Anyways, I will try to answer questions in the comments. Well, that escalated quickly. I had a feeling that she could be cheating. OP, good you are divorcing her. She has no respect for you. But you taking your son without her permission might not go in your favor. Viewers, what do you think? Will OP get in trouble for taking his son to another state without mother's permission? Also remember, if your significant other is not having sex with you, there is a possibility they are doing it with someone else. And that's it for today. Viewers, don't forget to hit like and subscribe button so you never miss out. Until next time, bye.